October 2021, Bolton, Vermont. Most couples celebrate their one-year wedding anniversary with a quiet dinner or a romantic getaway. For 22-year-old Emily Ferlazzo and her husband Joseph, that getaway was a dream realized, living the van life in a custom-converted bus traveling through the vibrant autumn woods. But on October 19th, that dream turned into a missing persons case that gripped the nation. Joseph claimed Emily hopped into an Uber after a heated argument and simply vanished. No phone calls, no bank activity, just a husband standing alone by his van. But as investigators stepped inside that cramped wooden interior, they noticed something. A smell, a stain, and a red throw pillow that held a secret so gruesome it would redefine the word betrayal. Today, we decode the anniversary massacre of Emily Ferlazzo. You're watching Crime Decoded. To understand the end, we have to look at the beginning. Emily was 22, a bright-eyed nurse with what her mother called a sparkly personality. She was a singer, an animal lover, and by all accounts, the glue of her family. Joseph was 41, nearly twice her age, a tattoo artist with a past that remained largely in the shadows. The two lived in a converted bus on Emily's parents' property in New Hampshire. It looked adventurous on Instagram, but behind the scenes, the van life was a pressure cooker. Emily's mother, Adrienne, later testified to a dark undercurrent, domestic violence, scratches, bruises, and a controlling dynamic that Emily tried to hide behind her nursing scrubs. The trip to Vermont wasn't just for an anniversary, it was a family reunion. Emily was supposed to meet Joseph's sister for the very first time. She never made it to the dinner table. The couple arrived in Bolton late Friday night. According to Joseph's later testimony, the air was thick with tension. He claimed they had been drinking, hard. An argument erupted. He said Emily told him she was leaving him, that the marriage was over. Now, here is where the decoded analysis begins. Joseph didn't snap in a blind rage. Forensic evidence suggests he waited. As Emily lay in the bed of that camper, Joseph sat in the driver's seat for nearly 10 minutes, stewing. He reached for his Glock 19. He didn't just fire. He took a red throw pillow, a decorative piece of their home, and held it over Emily's head to muffle the sound. 2 shots, point blank. The van life dream ended in a muffled echo in the Vermont wilderness. What happened next is the most chilling part of this case. With his wife's body cooling in the back of the van, Joseph didn't flee. He didn't call 911. The very next morning, he drove to meet his sister and her boyfriend for breakfast. He sat there, ate his meal, and made small talk. He told them Emily wasn't feeling well and stayed in the van. Think about that. While he was passing the salt, his wife was stashed just yards away in the camper's bathroom. After breakfast, he drove the van to a secluded spot in St. Albans. There, he used a handsaw to do the unthinkable. He dismembered Emily, placed her remains into 8 separate garbage bags, and tucked them back into the very shower they shared. He then spent the next 3 days sending fake texts to her phone, pretending to be a worried husband looking for his missing wife. By Monday, Emily's parents were frantic. Joseph's story, that she took an Uber after a fight at a gas station, was falling apart. There were no Ubers in that area of Bolton at that time. On Tuesday, police spotted Joseph at a convenience store. When they opened that van, the van life aesthetic was gone. Investigators found a butcher block with a stained knife. They found Emily's engagement ring in a cup holder, covered in a reddish-brown substance. But the smoking gun? That red throw pillow. When forensic teams examined it, they found fabric embedded in the nose of a fired bullet. It was a planned execution, not a heat-of-the-moment accident. In December 2024, the trial began. Joseph took the stand and tried one last gamble: self-defense. He claimed Emily had pulled a Taurus handgun on him first, saying, "That's it, you're dead." But the prosecution, led by Sarah George, had a timer. She showed the jury exactly how long 10 minutes of stewing feels. She pointed to the toxicology report. Emily had 0 alcohol in her system, completely debunking Joseph's claim that they were both drunk and erratic. Most importantly, Joseph's own 50-minute initial confession to police didn't mention a gun or self-defense once. He had spent 3 years crafting a story that the science simply wouldn't support. It took the jury just 5 hours. guilty of first-degree murder. In April 2025, Joseph Ferlazzo was sentenced to 42 and a half years to life. As the sentence was read, Emily's mother walked out of the courtroom, unable to listen to Joseph's apology, where he still tried to blame the victim. Emily Ferlazzo was a voice that deserved to be heard, a nurse who cared for others, and a daughter whose life was stolen by a man who couldn't let go of control. Her story serves as a tragic reminder that sometimes the most dangerous place to be is inside a dream built on lies. I'm Mark, and this was Crime Decoded. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell because every crime has a code, and we're here to break it.